Whoa! I'm solo. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I am lost and I need to be found. I've heard that in old hymn, right? Some of y'all heard that in old hymn. So when you're going up to church up in here, yeah, I'm a little lost. Can y'all hear me? Is everything sounding good? Everything sounding good. We're trying some new stuff tonight. Since Michelle kicked me out from upstairs, and she said, "Go downstairs and have some fun." I was like, "Okay, let's go down there and have some fun." We got a couple channels coming on tonight. So we got 27 people in here already. Hey, the 3 minute countdown is working. The 3 minute countdown is working. Let me look up here and make sure everything is sounding all right. Yes, everything is sounding good. And yeah, mystery. Hey, mystery guest tonight. The mystery machine. Scooby and Shaggy have solved the mystery, and we got them reeled in. Hey, tonight we tried something different, and I got this from one of the guests that's coming on tonight. I saw it on one of their lives, and I programmed it. I put it in Nightbot today, and I think it's working. So right off the bat, if you have a YouTube channel, put in hashtag LUVY. That is hashtag LUVY. And guess what? If it's working, it's going to throw a link to your channel in there so people can say, hey, I need to subscribe to this channel. Okay, so it worked for me. It popped up. So that way, some of our moderators, and I know the OG Meg, I don't know if she's in here tonight. I'm sure she's got things to do. Can't always be in here. It makes it a little easier on you. So maybe it'll work. Now, I did put a 45-second delay on it. So it may take 45 seconds for it to come in. But yeah, it should drop your channel in at some point. And I don't know how that thing works. I don't know if all of a sudden 20 channels put it in, if it takes 20 seconds, each 20 minutes, 45 seconds for each one to drop in, or you can only do it every 45 seconds. I don't know. We're going to have fun with it tonight, though. First time ever doing this. We'll see if it comes through or not. And I see mine pop through. Has it been 45 seconds for the second one to pop through? Let's see if another one comes through or not. It may not work. I don't know. I may have just screwed it all up. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna see. Oh, I see Rayleigh Creative popped up there. So yes, it does work. So we're gonna ask you, the minimum to do this is 100 times a night. Please, please don't do it 100 times. Yeah, I see Beach Please has jumped in here. So yeah, I think it's working. So our guest hooked me up. I went on YouTube and watched a couple videos, because the first guy I watched, and I was like, this ain't gonna work. What are y'all drinking tonight? So tonight's Thirsty Thursday. I've got Coke Zero and some pineapple vodka. Found it in the cabinet, the pantry. I think it's been in there a couple years, never been opened. I opened it up last weekend. So we're going to have a little bit of some No Shoes Nation here going on, and have a few drinks, have some guests on, have a good time. This is the one thing I want to tell you right up front, and this may be shameful here, but hey, I want to give something back to some people here, especially the two different channels coming on tonight. We're going to give away 2 Amazon gift cards for $25. $25 a piece. Some questions will come up about each channel, and the first person that answers those correctly will win a $25 gift card. So, and my email is loviesfatlife@gmail.com. Very easy to remember. Just don't spell LOVEIES, because people do that all the time. But we're going to have a good time tonight. So let's go in right now. And again, remember, push. If you're a channel, hashtag LUVY, hit enter. And I think it's working. Nightbot's dropping your link in here. So find a channel that's in here tonight. Go check them out. I always say this up front. Don't just go sub to sub. Sub if you plan on checking their stuff out. Because a sub for a sub is nothing to me. It's nothing probably to a lot of channels. So we want you to check those channels out. I've been looking at both these channels for a while now, And sometimes I don't go. I watch. I mean, just to give you kind of be completely transparent about it. I'll go into lives and not say anything and just kind of either be working, have it playing over here and listening to it, or sometimes when you go into a chat and you start talking, then it's like you take over the chat and everybody's like, hey, hey TX, hey Mike, hey KY, hey, next thing you know, the next 50 messages is hey to somebody. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that's wrong, because I love it in here where people say hey to each other. But I sometimes I don't know. That's just me. I don't want to go into a chat and then it'd be about me when it's really about the show and what's going on and what information they're giving. But I'll jump in and answer questions I can, or I'll say hi everyone, or hello everyone, and that's my way of getting out of saying hey to every single person. I know that probably sounds lazy too, but again, it's more of a chat respect thing more than anything. So if you think Mike's an a-hole, I probably am, but more than anything, I am. I'm trying to be respectful of those in there. So Luvy be ghosting. Yeah, sometimes Billy J. Sometimes I'd be Billy. Yeah, sometimes I ghost. I want to see what you're saying about me in there. So let's go through and say hey to everybody. And again, I don't have my lovely bride here, Michelle. She may be in the chat. I don't have her to keep me in line. So if I miss your name, I truly do apologize ahead of time. I got Mike and Brandy's in the house. Good to see you in the house. Miss Carla is in the house. Good to see you. DF, Destination Fun. I believe I'm on a cruise with them, or me and my family are on a cruise with them at the end of October. I believe, unless something's changed. I may be wrong on that, but I believe so. Mike and the Clock Family Adventures is in the house. Good to see you in here, Mike. Journeys with June and Brandy. I like that. June and Brady. I'm sorry. I said Brandy. My sister's name is Brandy. You know me, I can't read. Down here in the South, North Carolina, we can't read. Who else I got in here? Miss KY Travelers, Brendan and Tom. I'm sure they're both in the house, or at least listening in. We got Mr. Richard Yutz is in the house. Good to see you. Cruising with Keith. I like that name of that channel. This is one I really like too. Carnival Cruise Addicts. Yes. The only cruise line I've cruised with so far, and our family has. But next February, that's changing. We're going on the celebration next February. We're going to try that one out and see if all the talk about the food on the celebration is true. Can't wait for that. Let's see who else we got in here. Bone Tired Travelers, one of my favorite all-time names. We need to do a video on that. The top 10 best cruising channel names. Somebody probably get butthurt over it, I'm sure, but hey, can't help that, right? All right, let's see. Carnival Cruise Addicts is in the house. TX Pepito, my brother from another mother, and his Cowboys were looking good. As much as I dislike the Cowboys, they tore that Giants tail up last week. Hey, and tonight, hey, we got 41 people in here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And probably in another 10 minutes, it's going to go down to 20 because there's a football game on. The Eagles are playing tonight, right? Who are they playing tonight? I can't remember who they're playing. They're playing, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I know my Steelers and my Panthers both choked bad last week. Who else we got in here? A lot of the same. Will G's in the house. Good to see you, Will G. Ocean to Ocean, Bruce and family. How you doing? Good to see you in the house. I think I said Blaine earlier. Did I not? Blaine, if I didn't, I apologize. Mr. Blaine is in the house. The captain himself. Ahoy, everybody. Ahoy there, Mike and Michelle. That's what Billy J gets from me. So we got Mr. Arthur. Okay, I'm going to screw that up. Ferrifano? Ferrifano. I don't know. I'll probably jack that up. Sorry about that. Good to see you in the house. See Me Traveling's in the house. Another channel really close to 1,000 subscribers. Kurt and Marsha put hashtag LUVY, and it's going to throw your channel up there tonight so people can grab hold of that and subscribe to your channel as well. Another great channel. We got Nightbot here, and that's what you do. You put hashtag Luvy in there, and it's going to put your name here. Check out the name of your channel here, and it's going to put a link to it. So grab a couple of those channel names and go subscribe to them. Hey, or even during the show, go over there, sub to the channel. If you see their intro or something you like it, then come back and see us. Hey, we don't care. We don't, hey, it's all fun. Holly Ayers is in the house. Good to see you, Miss Holly, our famous librarian and good hair all the way around. And who else we got? We got Controversial Cruising in the house. Good to see you. Not me dancing in the background. All right, I hear you. All right, Scott. Let's see. Who else we got in here? Love this chat going back and forth, and it's flying. And I'm way behind already. Some people are coming in. They're saying hey to each other. Love it, love it, love it. Steve and Lisa's in the house, our Canadian friends north of the border that kicks our tail in hockey all the time. Good to see you, Steve and Lisa. And Steve and Lisa, are you on the non-group cruise too? Maybe you are, maybe not. I don't know. I can't. Maybe I'm off on that. Who else we got in here? A lot of this chat back and forth. I love it. I love it. Remember, if you're a new channel in here and you want your channel posted tonight, put hashtag LUVY. I should put that in there and just save it at the top, but I'll announce it every so often, and it'll throw your channel in there. There is a 45-second delay, and other people may be ahead of you, so just be notice that anyway. And okay, now I'm getting to where everybody's putting that. First mate Meg is taking some time off, and I get it. You know, hey, we all need. Meg has done above and beyond for all channels in the community and other communities too. She needs a break, and I totally 100% agree that Meg needs a break, and she is awesome. Her and Anthony Simone are using a lot of the lives, and they're helping out all the time. And hey, it's tough. Sometimes you need a mental break from things. Beach Please is in the house. Good to see them in here. Who else we got? I think I'm getting towards the very end now. Hashtag love me. Well, I don't think that's going to throw your thing up there, Scott. Hashtag love me. Maybe we'll do that next week. Let's see. Do your guests like upside down pineapples? We can ask them that question. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I've got pineapple in my drink. It's not upside. Well, I guess it's upside down. So it depends on which way you look at it. Who else we got in here? Also, just a reminder, 2 $25 Amazon gift cards will be given out tonight based off Q&A with the 2 channels coming in tonight. So if you listen closely, you could win a $25 times 2, and you can win multiple times. If you're really smart and you really pay close attention and you're quick, you could win twice. Let's see. Who else we got in here? A lot of the same talking back and forth. Love it, love it, love it. Nightbot's dropping the names. I love that. So it looks like it's working. That's really cool. Mike is in the house. Mike Nutter. Good to see you, Mike. And good to see you, brother. I know he's in our Facebook page as well. So if you haven't joined our Facebook group, all you got to do is look up on Facebook, Luvy's Fat Life, and we'll add you in. Mr. Life is Good Today himself, Ronnie. I know I'm going to see him in October. I know we're going to have a few drinks together. I know we're going to have a good time. Yeah, we just did on the Sunshine, didn't we, Ronnie? Had a great time. And Warmstrong's in the house. Warmstrong Adventures. Good to see you in the house tonight. And I think I hit down to the bottom here. Not rock bottom, but at the bottom. Getting really close. Let's see. Ash Sykes, my phone. Enjoy meeting y'all on the Sunshine Bank in July. Hey, Ash, how are you doing? Good to see you in the house. And it's always good to see somebody we've met on a ship or even met in chats, or you've watched our video and we've answered a question. But awesome seeing people. And I'll send you the $10 for saying that in the chat here in public. Just kidding, man. We love seeing people. Hey, and if you come up and see us on a ship, a lot of times we may have a little something for you. Not all the time. We try to keep it for the kids at least. Little pin, Luvy's Fat Life pin or something for the kids and stuff. But great seeing you, Ash. Good to see you in the house. And who else we got in here? A lot of, if I miss somebody, I so apologize. Real Dead says Vikings. Yeah, Vikings. You're pulling for the Vikings tonight. The Vikings and the Eagles. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's Eric and the family. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. All right. So, all right. We're getting down toward the bottom. It's about time to pull some guests in here. I'm 2 minutes late. You own 6 devices. There's 46 in here, and I've got 25 devices up and running. So just to let you know that there's really only 20 some people in here. See Me Traveling's in the house. I think I mentioned them earlier. And gosh, man, you guys are talking it up. I love it. I got to jump down here, man. I got to get going here. I got to get I'm leaving my Betsy from Beach Please is in the house. Good to see you. Sarah's in the house. Good to see you, Miss Sarah. We're going to be cruising with them. I said that earlier. In February of next year, the Traveling Gilberts are in the house. Good to see Ronnie and Teresa in the house. And I think I'm there. Trisha Nichols is in the house. Good to see you, Trisha. And Lindsay's in the house. Good to see you. Going to see them in October, right? And I'm ready from left, right, center. Y'all better get it on like Donkey Kong. I love playing left, right, center. Timmy the King is in the house. Good to see you, Timmy. Again, I so apologize if I miss anybody. Habib is in the house. He's on our Facebook group. He's been learning some stuff on the sunshine, and he's got I think is it wedding coming up that you're going on that for your honeymoon? I mean, if I said that incorrectly, I'm sorry. Maybe it was some other girl with you. I don't know. I apologize ahead of time. I'm getting you in trouble and me in trouble too at the same time. If Michelle's down here, she'd be kicking me right now. Hit me in the side. All right. So I think I'm down at the bottom. I am. All right. So we got our first guest coming on. A big warm welcome. That's not what I meant to do. Sorry about that back there. Whew. Should never have ate that pulled pork with cabbage. All right, so here we go. Let's bring them on. Bring them on right now. A warm welcome for Scott. What's going on, my brother?
Ooh, I smelled that one from a year, Luvy.
Hey, I can send it from here to Arizona like that. I am a professional. I can do it. That's right. That's right.
I got it.
So we got Scott from Controversial Cruising. We had met Scott a while back on YouTube, and then saw you in some chats and stuff. I'm still not holding it against you. At the time, you said the Traveling Gilberts was your favorite of all time, of all the channels. I remember things like that. I never forget that. But hey, who brought you on tonight, right?
It's true.
So we're going to have a good time tonight. Scott was with Controversial Cruising. He's got a channel. Nightbot's going to be throwing that link in here. I think he's put hashtag Luvy in as well. Again, if you're a creator, just put hashtag Luvy in, and then Nightbot will drop your link throughout the show, or will drop it at least 45 seconds later. Scott, tell everybody about your channel, kind of what you're about, kind of an intro to you, where you live, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll bring in our second channel, and we're just gonna have a good time tonight. I'll ask you some questions. Chat, get some questions up and ready to go for Scott with Controversial Cruising and our second guest. But take it, man.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on, Luvy. I am Scott from Controversial Cruising. I now live in Arizona. I am originally from Long Island, New York. I now live in Arizona for about 5 years. My inspiration after coming off the sunshine this past March, I had a inspiration to make a cruising channel on YouTube. I didn't really know exactly what direction I wanted to go with it. However, I came up upon a very catchy name, Controversial Cruising, and that basically simply just means you can have a view and I can have a view, and we can share the love of cruising together. You know,
That's
whether
right.
you love port days and I love sea days, guess what? I'll see you at dinner, or I'll see you at the bar, and you can show me pictures, or we can share our experiences, but we're both cruising together. So that's really kind of what brought Controversial Cruising about. I'm having a lot of fun meeting a lot of different YouTubers in the space as I'm going on cruises myself, but also in the YouTube streets as well. Yourself, Warmstrong, the Traveling Gilberts, Beach Please, Carla McClendon. I mean, everybody. I mean, it's a great cruising community that we have. So I'm kind of glad that I started it when I did. So yeah,
that's awesome, man. I'm glad to see your content. We'll talk a little bit more about your content. I love your tips on your channels. And then you have a Thirsty Thursday night, right? Or I don't know if that's every week going forward, or I saw tonight at 7 o'clock you were on. So you're back to back right now.
Yeah, back to back right now. Yeah, definitely I knew I was going to be doing 2 hours back to back, but we do a Thirsty Thursday travel and cruise trivia with Embarkation Nation right before this 7 o'clock EST. I always get mixed up with the times, and 4 o'clock my time, which would be PST, on different cruise trivia that you might see when you're on the cruise, and also different trivia about cruising as well. So. That is
a question for you already, and I think you did answer this earlier. It says, why did Scott pick that name for his channel? I think you said something about, is there something more detailed than what you're giving us? You said something about you may like to go port, or somebody else may like sea day, but either way, you're back together having fun at the end of the day.
Well, well, to be quite honest, I have quite an extensive social media background, so I knew the word controversial.
Is a popular word to look up, right?
It's a popular word to look up. It can definitely have some negative connotations. However, in my controversial cruising has all positive connotations behind it. So that's kind of why I chose it. Controversial cruising. It kind of has a ring to it.
I
But good
like it.
question, PX. Yeah, good question for sure.
I like it. And we may talk about something a little controversial here in a second. So we just want to leave that right there.
Love a good controversy.
All right. So our next guest, are you ready to come on back here? I think they are. I think they're ready. Yeah. All right. Let's bring in our second guest of the night and a big, warm, well, I wanted that too.
Come on, my mouth was open. Stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. Hey, everybody.
We got
Welcome
Mr.
in.
Bill here from Mr. Bill. I'm sorry I said that. I know you've heard that many times. We got Bill from
Oh, no, Mr.
Warstrom
Bill.
Adventures is in the house. And these guys are some good guys. I've checked them out, as I mentioned earlier. They do some shows together as well. And Bill, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Scott, man. Introduce yourself to the chat. A lot of these people in here probably already know who you are, but let's at least let's give them something to talk about. I think that's a song, but go ahead and tell them what about your channel and a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, again, a Lions fan, born and raised in Detroit, still up here. Go Lions. My channel, Warm Strong Adventures. It's about cruising, about traveling in general. And I started doing YouTube about a year and a half ago. And I started by, just doing videos to put out so my family could watch them. But then I noticed other people started watching them. So I said, you know what, I can do this. So that's how I started the YouTube channel about a year and a half ago. I would love to tell you about a great story like Scott has for his name of his channel. My name is Warm Strong Adventures because, well, W is my first initial of my first name. Armstrong is my last name. Warmstrong. Not a great story.
Well, my last name's Lovelace and it's Lovey, so it's not really like, it's not really. Now I've had a lot of people ask about the fat part of it. I don't know why, but they think it's usually food and food, alcohol, and travel, or it's not really that. It's food and travel. It's in the
Okay.
logo, but I've had people say it's food, alcohol, and travel, and I think people think I drink a lot more than I do. When normally I just maybe one night, 2 nights a week, a couple of drinks, and that's it. But we like to have a good time. And again, it's not about me. Now, you're a diehard Detroit fan. I see there with that jersey. You mentioned that earlier, and I know there's a lot of people in the cruising community from that Detroit area, Michigan area. I know Holly in here is from the Michigan area. Josh from Real Dead, Josh Holstead with Ventures Ahead, they're from Michigan. Mark McClure is from Michigan. You got Doodles, you got the Ship Show. There's a lot of channels from up in that Michigan area.
There are. And I see have some Packer fans in here too. So
Yeah, I don't know.
You're
About
still welcome in. I mean, again.
Go, Mike says, go Pack. All right, go Pack, go. Well, they actually did better than the my Steelers and my Panthers last week. But like again, good to see you in here. And listen, if you got any questions in the chat, again, if you're just now popping in, I should have just had to stroll across the bottom. I'll get it set up next week to do this. All you got to do is hit hashtag Luvy if you want your channel dropped in here, if you're a channel. If you got a question for Scott or Bill, if you can put a couple question marks at the very beginning and then come up with your question, we'll ask both these gentlemen and see if they can answer it for us. But I see the Gilberts are giving me a hard time again. I can't wait till the Saints come up here to Charlotte and they beat us probably really bad. But I really can't wait for that. But Ronnie's giving me a hard time here. So let me ask y'all both this. How many cruise lines have y'all cruised? We'll start on my screen. Bill, you're in the top left, so I'll go left to right when I ask these questions. So, Bill, how many cruise lines have you cruised with?
3, mostly Carnival, but I've done one Royal Caribbean, Enchantment of the Sea. So it's not like the Newark class ship. I go on Newark class ship later on in April 2024. Norwegian, I did the Pearl, and then I've done 43 cruises on Carnival.
Okay, and So yeah, I'll ask you that question. I'm sure somebody else will ask you that too. Scott, same thing for you. How many cruise lines have you been with? I know
So
you're
I
platinum. I know you're platinum on one of them. So I don't know. Is that the only line? I think you've done another one too, though.
I've done quite a few. So I started my cruise journey back when I was about 4 years old, I believe, 3 to 4 years old. My parents, it was a yearly family vacation. So I was actually on the SS Seabreeze or the SS Dolphin line,
Oh
Royal
wow.
Caribbean, Norwegian. I have been also on Princess, Carnival, and I believe and Margaritaville of the Sea. So yeah, seven, six, seven, six.
All right. So here we got another football talk right here. So they love your Detroit. Billy Sims was pretty good too. But who is your favorite running back, or name a better running back than Barry
I
Sanders?
can't. I can't. Barry Sanders was, and again, not because I'm a Detroit fan, but he was the most electrifying running back that there ever was playing football.
I agree.
Now he probably wasn't as good as a receiver as some of the other backs, but
You had one of the greatest receivers up there of all time too that played at
yeah,
Georgia
well,
Tech.
we
If
had
I'm
those,
not mistaken.
and we still couldn't win, but that's a different story. But Barry Sanders, I think every time I look at him, I think Barry Sanders was the greatest back. I know you got your Emmett Smiths and Walter Paytons and Jim Browns, but when you watch the game tape, Barry Sanders was electrifying.
So we got here Journey with June and Brad says it. We do too. Leaving in 2 weeks for 15 days on Venezia. We will finally be platinum. Awesome, June and Brady. That's awesome, awesome news. We become platinum really soon. Not this next cruise. I think it's the one after that. We've done a lot of small cruises, 4 and 5 days, and not the longer ones. Although recently we tried to do the long ones ourselves. So that's a great accomplishment there. Um,
Lovey, that's actually my aunt and uncle actually. So I was just traveling with my
okay.
uncle Brady, and we went to Alaska for a 7-day cruise, so he could actually hit that platinum status for when they take that cruise.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So cruising koozies, I think they're evidently a Dallas fan. Emmett Smith was the best running back. He's
Ooh.
pretty darn good for somebody that wasn't expected to do much in life,
Yeah,
and did really good at Florida and went to. I like him personally. I just hate the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a Franco Harris guy. I'm an old school Pittsburgh Steelers guy. So that I'm back in the day with the Steelers in the '70s. Um, so another question for both of you is you told us what cruise lines you've been with, or that you've sailed on. What is your favorite ship to date? I know these are kind of softball questions that a lot of people ask. And again, if y'all have questions in here, put question mark first and I'll try to find them. If I miss them, I apologize. You may have to put it twice. But what is your favorite ship you've been on, Bill, so far?
the celebration, Carnival celebration. Um, Carnival finally got it right. I compare like the Carnival celebration and Jubilee and Mardi Gras, kind of when the Oasis came out with Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean really changed their ships back in 2009, approximately. Carnival finally got it right of how to build a cruise ship. So, and I haven't been on an Oasis class ship yet for Royal or MSC or anything like that. So I don't have anything to compare to. So right now, I'm going to go with Carnival Celebration.
That's the ship we're going to be on at the end of this, at the end of October. So I'm really good to hear that from you as well. So,
You're going to love it.
so Gene and Brady there are bragging on you there, Scott. That's a good thing to have your family members bragging on you like that. So nobody ever in my family ever comes in here and brags on me. I mean, my wife hadn't even said anything tonight about. I kind of look lonely without her, I'm sure. Uh, Scott, what is your favorite ship to date, man? As many cruises you've been on and different cruise lines.
So I haven't been on as many as Bill. I've only been on 36. However, I would probably say Margaritaville at Sea. No, I'm just joking. I'm totally a joke. Totally a joke. My favorite, honestly, would probably be the Carnival Dream. I've been on the Carnival Dream. I'll admit I'm more of a sentimental guy. So I've been on the Carnival Dream probably 6-ish times. And if you ever go on the Carnival Dream and see a smiley face sticker, either upside down, right side up, or anywhere on the Carnival Dream, it's probably from me wreaking havoc of 6 years of just putting smiley face stickers everywhere. There's a backstory. We're not going to go all into that, but yeah, the Carnival Dream, I would just have to say, because I know it like the back of my hand. There's memories on that ship. There's stickers on that ship, and yeah, I love the Carnival Dream.
So yeah, TX Pepito saying hate is a strong word. I probably shouldn't use that. There could be kids in the background. I very strongly, affinity dislike the Dallas Cowboys. Let me just put it that way. So Destination Fun asks, what is your dream cruise itinerary to go on? So we'll start back with Bill. And what is your dream cruise itinerary? Or have you already been on it?
Ooh, I probably have already been on it. So my bucket list changes, as I get up there in years, I start thinking about, I don't think about the ships anymore. I think about destinations. So I did a sailing from Australia to Seattle, and 21, 22 days, something like that. And it hit a lot of the French Polynesian islands. And I fell in love with Moorea, Tahiti. I love that area.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
Alaska is nice, and it's like out of a picture book, but I like warm weather. So take Alaska and make it warm, and you have like the French Polynesian islands. I would move there, and it's not commercialized like a lot of the Caribbean is now.
Awesome. That's awesome. So we're going to throw it right back, flip it right back to you, Mr. Scott. What is your favorite itinerary or your dream itinerary?
So I'm going to answer this in a different way. My dream itinerary, I am going to invent a different cruise. We are going to take a 19-day cruise.
19 days. Okay.
Yes, 19-day, which is going to go out of New Orleans. Okay. We are going to first hit Cozumel. We're going to go to the Cayman Islands. We're going to flip around, and we are going to hit just Tracy Arm Fjord and Skagway in Alaska.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Then we're going to go to Bermuda, and then we're going to have a bunch of sea days to get back to New Orleans.
So you've been to Bermuda before several times, or?
Yes.
So that I got that one planned next October. So I definitely got to hit you up with more. What did you really like about Bermuda that was a little different, maybe?
That the fact that you stayed there for multiple nights.
That's on the cruise we're going on. I think you stayed 2 or 3 days there, and you just docked and get off. And
that's nice.
It was definitely awesome. A party. When I visited Bermuda, I wasn't young and I wasn't old enough to actually drink. I was old enough to be at the parties, but I was definitely not old enough to drink. But I could just imagine myself going back there now, and that's why I would like to hit that this crazy dream itinerary the way that this question is asked. So I like that question.
So we got another question here for both of you. Cruising Koozie is asking, Bill, with that many cruises, have you ever been on a ship that went through a major storm? Have you ever been through a major storm that kind of made you maybe a little scared or something?
I mean, it didn't make me scared, but again, they don't really go through storms; they go around storms.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, but I've been in a few cruises where it really rocked. I couldn't name the cruise; I don't remember, but I've been through a few, and they put the little bags around every place, and half the crew calls off sick. But
Wow.
I mean, you get through it; they go around it, and they're good at it. You might change your itinerary might change. That's probably the biggest downfall. If you're looking to a certain itinerary, they might change it. That's to keep you safe, and they take you outside of the storms area.
Yeah. So Scott, what about you? Have you ever been in one that's really like, you're like, whoa?
Luckily, myself, like I said, I was not born, but I was raised in Long Island, so I was basically on the sea from the time I was very young, fishing. However, I remember just one time on the Elation that it was really, really bad. It wasn't for myself, but again, the bags were out on the stairwell. I do remember that there was an issue in the elevator where somebody got sick. So I think that was the only time that I actually recall it actually being really, really bad. I don't exactly remember what storm it was. But again, like Bill said, it's their job to go around the storm. So that just happened to be one of those storms that they either had to go right through or they had no other choice. So,
okay. So, real quick, if you're a channel, you have a channel and you haven't seen it pop up yet, you can put in hashtag LUVY, Luvy, and it will throw a link to your channel up. So it makes it a little bit easier on the mods not having to drop links in. So hashtag Luvy. And then, find a channel and check them out. If you like what you see on there, go ahead and sub to their channel. Definitely sub to both these guys. I've been watching them for a few months now, and they got some good stuff out. I love the tips. One thing I watched recently, and I know it hadn't been out that long, Bill, you and I talked about it, but was your recent, and we'll get to TX's question here in a second. I saw your video where you did a Temu buy. You would tell the chat what you bought for a whole $8. And when I listened to the video, I was like, dang, that sounds good. So tell everybody what you did on that. I'm big into Temu. I do Temu hauls and do videos for Temu as well. I love their stuff. Some of it's kind of but it sounds like you got a good one there.
Well, I mean, it's long story short. A couple of months ago, everybody was doing Temu. I said, okay, let me buy something from Temu. I went on there, and they had these little lavalier mics, that you put on your collar.
Mm-hmm.
You plug the receiver like into your laptop or your phone, and you can walk away from it, and it picks it up like you're right there, right next to it. So for about $8, they had 2 lavalier mics and the receiver, and I got it from Temu. And I did a test on it, and they actually worked well. The only thing I haven't tested about it is the battery life. But as far as distance wise and the sound wise, everybody who's looked at that video said they couldn't believe the sound quality of the
Sounded
mic.
great. And you didn't do any kind of post altering of the audio or anything, right?
No, nothing like that. And I just looked now, and they're like $5.98. $5.98.
Wow, we need to get Bill
again,
after
I
this
did it
show,
on the
come
lark.
back and put a link into that in this description of this video, because I'm sure there's a lot of creators in here going to go, wait a minute, where can I get it for $5.99 at? That's a great deal.
I mean, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Only thing is, again, as I said, I haven't tested the battery life, but it worked. I did it for 10, 15 minutes. It was still working. So how long it lasts? But again, if you do video, like if it's 2 of you and one is walking away, you both can have mics on. The sound is right there. I mean, it's paired perfectly. And I use an Android Ultra 21.
Okay. So I ended up buying a Comica,
Okay.
COMICA. I paid $100 for 2 iPhone wireless mics, and they look identical to what you got. Now they do sound good, and I tested them at work, and they set up to 100 feet. I actually went further than 100 feet, but I paid 100. You paid $8. I mean, so if you're a channel, maybe Bill will throw that in the description of this video after the show, or maybe even tomorrow, and we'll try to, maybe even on our Facebook page, we'll try to put it out there for you. But I watched his video, and I was really impressed with it, the sound quality of it. All right, so
$6
says,
out there for $6.
Huh?
So I was in for $6.
Yeah, you can't beat that. So we'll start this one with Scott, and we'll go to Bill backwards on this one. But TX says, if since both of you have already went on Carnival and you've cruised it quite a bit, what would be one thing? What would you change, and what would it be, and why?
Ooh,
if you could change anything on Carnival, what would it be and why?
The tipping structure for the workers. And that is all I'm going to say about that.
Okay. So, and also, Scott, I don't know if people know this or not. You have friends that work on the cruise lines, right?
I do. I have
Without mentioning names or anything. You got friends on there.
Correct.
Okay. And what about you, Bill?
I got to agree with Scott with the tipping. I mean, just tell me the price and you're good to go. But at Carnival, and they're finally starting to do it. They're finally starting to give you more options, food options, smaller venues, but more venues. And they just caught up. As I said, they were like 10 years behind Royal Caribbean. And Carnival is finally starting to do that. So I would tell them to keep doing what they're doing, and give more adventures on the ship and not just the ports.
So that kind of leads in. Both of you got great answers on it. But here, Mike Nutter saying, hey, if you can pick, what is your least favorite port of all the ports you've been to? And that may be tough. So, or you may be like, hey, went there one time, I'm not going back in again. I'm staying on the ship at the next time.
Yeah, that's not tough. Freeport is probably the worst.
Freeport, okay. First cruise I went to Freeport.
Yeah. Nassau was a close second, but I haven't been there since the new port opened up.
A lot of
I
people
mean,
hate on Nassau, but the last couple times we've been there, I kind of like it actually. I've kind of enjoyed my time. You know, the last two
yeah,
times we went to the distillery, the John Watlingtons, and then we also went down to the fish fry area. We went to the Margaritaville area, Junkanoo Beach, and we kind of enjoyed it. But um, it's and especially the new, you know, the new pier and everything. It's awesome.
I can't wait to see the new pier.
Yeah, it's great. The way it's covered, a lot of it's covered so that even if it's bad weather and raining and stuff like that, or the sun pouring, you know, beating down on you, you can go right underneath the shade and walk out. So it's really good. But Scott, what about you? What's your least favorite port that you've been to?
I don't know. I don't know if I have a least favorite port, to tell you the truth. I just I like arriving at a different port every single day. I'm more of a port guy than a sea day guy. So I don't think I have a least favorite port. I guess if I had a least favorite port, it would be Freeport. But I'm still getting off the ship. So it don't matter. I'm still getting.
There's only been one place that I didn't get off on, and well, that probably didn't come out right. There's only one port I have not got off the ship at and went into, and that was Belize, because I heard so many bad things. And then my mother and stepdad got off there and went and saw the Mayan ruins and loved it. So I was like, well, next time I'm not going to listen to all these cruise videos, and I'm just going to get off and go explore it myself. So that's the only time we've ever just stayed on the ship.
Belize definitely has a rumor of being a little bit of a rough port. Luckily, I visited Belize back in the 2010, 2011, 12-ish, and I met a really good tour guide that I stayed in touch with. So when I went back to Belize a couple of years after I stayed in touch with him and went on the same tour. But yeah, nowadays Belize could definitely be a lot rougher than it was.
So Ronnie Gilbert's got a very true statement here. I would love to try his tomato gravy as well, but Carnival needs my buttermilk biscuits on the breakfast buffet. It would be a game changer for not a lot of money. I am a huge hater, and I use the word hater of Carnival cruise ships biscuits. They're the worst ever. They're number one, they're about that big around, and they're hard as a brick. And the gravy last time, it tasted like canned gravy on the buffet, but we tried to get gravy in the dining room one time, and man, it was just not very good at all. Just not a big fan of it at all. But you're right, Ronnie. They need to work on those biscuits for sure.
I went on a Thanksgiving cruise last year on the Carnival Celebration. It was the first cruise, and I'm expecting this, you know, spread for Thanksgiving dinner, a nice hand carved turkey. They gave like a turkey loaf. I was so disappointed. They really needed to do something. Yeah, it was like a turkey loaf, and then they cut it up. I'm like, I didn't even eat it.
Oh,
wow!
It was bad.
Ooh.
So we got Sean in here, and he says, "It's your fault that we went on the carts in Bonaire." That's one of my favorite ports, maybe the favorite in Half Moon Cay right now. We love Bonaire. I mean, and we're looking at an ABC cruise in 2025, and we may have already booked it, and we just hadn't announced it yet. But I've done the A and the B, but never done the ABC. Have y'all ever been on the ABC cruise?
I was scheduled to go, but I only made it to the AB, and then Curacao. I was on Horizon, and they changed it to Dominican, either Amber Cove or La Romana.
La Ramona. And what about you, Scott? Have you ever done an ABC? All three of them?
Just when I was younger, so I don't really count it. I was really young.
All right, so let's kind of mix it up a little bit. So somebody on here, and this I keep hearing this, so I can't wait to try this. Shaq's Big Chicken biscuits aren't too bad. Now, did you try that, Bill, when you was on the Celebration?
I did. Shaq's Big Chicken is my new go-to place. It used to be Guy's Burger, but I love Shaq's food. The biscuits, they're not the greatest, but they're not the worst. But the chicken, well seasoned. I mean, I really enjoyed the fries, the sauce. That's my go-to place. When I first got on the ship, instead of going to Guy's Burger, I head there and I go to Shaq's and get a sandwich from there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what about you guys on Carnival first day? Funfetti cheesecake. Have you tried it? Do you like it? Is it what's your thoughts on that? Because that's kind of one of those 50-50 things. Either people love it or hate it. But do you try the Funfetti cheesecake on the first day embarkation on Carnival? Bill?
I have. I'm not a big fan.
Okay.
I've tried it a couple of times. I'm not
All
a
right,
big
wait.
fan.
Let's time out. Bill, it's nice having you tonight. We're gonna let you go now.
I know. I know.
Just
I,
messing with
I
you.
know. So many people love it, and I'm eating it. And it's like it's okay.
It's
And
okay.
at one
It's
time
right.
they said they were taking it away or whatever. I'm like, I don't care. And then we're like, what?
No, it's either one of those you love it or you hate it. Now, like me, I personally, I love my cheesecake really cold. If it's been sitting out there for a while and it's warm, I don't really care for it. What about you, Scott? You a funfetti guy or not?
So I'm gonna surprise the chat and everybody. I'm actually not really a dessert guy.
Okay.
I'm not too much of a sweet guy, but if you put a tray of French fries or any sort of potato in any form in front of me, I will definitely devour it. So that's where my heart is.
Oh, wow. So Mike here says that company is booked solid, but have 36 new carts on the way and hope to have them by then. That's awesome. So he's got, I think, a cruise early next year, and I was trying to give him some tips to get a car to get on the list in Bonaire. Bonaire Cruisers is my favorite excursion I've ever done, period, bar none. And that was in Bonaire, of course. And Mike and Lindsay is trying to get on the waiting list, but he sounds like they are booked solid, but they do have 36 new carts coming in. So hey, to me, for $100 to $125, whatever it was, to rent a cart there and cruise the island. We've done the
Mhm.
South Tour of Bonaire twice, and in 2025, if we go, which we should go, we definitely plan on hitting the northern part of that island, which we just love Bonaire. It's just beautiful. So we got about 10 minutes left. So I'm gonna have to go off the I'm gonna have to go off the we're gonna ask a couple questions. Here's your chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. One question about Bill's channel that we've talked about so far, and then one about Scott Controversial Cruising's channel. And I'm gonna put in the chat the asterisks here. And the question, don't try to answer it yet. I hadn't even said it. And I'm going based off of StreamYard, not what YouTube says. So I got to go the first one I see on here. What channel did Bill buy the cordless mics from? What channel did Bill buy the cordless mics from? And I see Miss Meg in the house. Hey, Miss Meg, good to see you. And the first person I see, now YouTube may not show this, but on my end, it is Mike and Brandy. So I don't know what YouTube says. I apologize for that. I told you ahead of time. I got to go by what StreamYard says. And Mike and Brandy, if you will email me at Luvy's Fat Life, congratulations. That's right. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. What? No. There we go. After 7, you had a 1 in 8 chance, and I finally got it on number 7. So Mike and Brandy, email me at loveysfatlife@gmail.com. Or I think you're in our chat already. You can message me on Facebook Messenger, and I will email that to you tomorrow. $25 Amazon gift card. So congratulations. And here's going to be the second question. Here's the second question. Oh, let me put my asterisks right here first, or my slashes. Yes, congratulations, Mike and Brandy. And the question's going to be, what cruise? Where did? Oh, I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that up. See, some of y'all trying to get ahead of that. I didn't say I did. Y'all were trying to get ahead of me.
Curveball.
What state does Scott currently live in? Because he said he lived somewhere else and now he lives in this place. What state does Scott from Controversial Cruising currently live in? First answer gets a $25 gift card. I cannot believe this. Oh, whoa. I about thought Mike and Brandy was first again. All right, so let me go back up here. The first one I see is
Guilds know me.
the Traveling Gilberts on my end, from what I see, StreamYard. So the Traveling Gilberts know their stuff. Maybe that's why that's their favorite channel. I don't know.
Go Gil.
But congratulations.
Go Gil.
$25 gift card. Ronnie, send me something in Messenger. Luvy's fatlife@gmail.com. We'll send you a $25 gift card. Hey, we got another 7 minutes here. A couple more questions, maybe. I wanted to make sure I got that in for the night. And then we'll give you the last couple minutes. Each one of you say what you got going on and what's happening cruise wise for you. But so is there a cruise line, Bill, that you want to try out that you haven't tried out, or maybe you've not cruised it enough? Is there a certain cruise line that you're wanting to go on?
There's two. There's MSC and Oasis class ship from Royal, and I'm doing both of them. November 19th, I'm going on MSC Meraviglia out of New York, and then April of next year, I'm going on Oasis of the Sea. No, I'm sorry, Allure of the Seas for my granddaughter's birthday. Okay,
so is that who I've seen in your videos with the small kids when y'all was in Half Moon Cay recently or something?
Yes.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. All right. Those are awesome. All right, Scott, what about you? What's your next, what you got going on, man? What cruise line maybe that you've sailed a lot, but if there's a cruise line that maybe you want to try out a little bit more that you haven't, what would that be?
Well, next year I am going on a Utopia of the Seas in September. So I would say Royal. However, if I ever got a chance to cruise with my parents again, they like Princess and Celebrity. So I would definitely like to try a Princess and Celebrity with them, to cruise with them again. So
awesome deal. Awesome. So I want to give you, there's 5 minutes left before everybody heads over to Beach Please tonight. So Bill, I want to give you time here, man, for a couple minutes here, just to say what's going on with your channel, what you got going on, and give us a little bit more insight about what's happening with Bill and Warmstrong Adventures.
Well, every Wednesday, me and Scott, we put together a show called Cruise Talk, where we talk about just cruise topics, and I love talking with Scott. He's so knowledgeable about cruising, and we play off. Let me rephrase that. We worked well together, and I mean, I just have a great time, dealing with Scott. So I enjoy that, and that's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then on Thursdays, I do a show, Banter with Bill, where I usually talk about cruise topics and give tips and things like that. Today, I had a show where we talked about how to take better pictures, better photographs, videos on a cruise ship. So I do that show every Thursday at 5 p.m. As far as cruise wise, I going on Booze Cruise October. November, I'm going on Meraviglia, MSC Meraviglia, and then in December, I go on Jubilee, Carnival Jubilee.
Oh, wow, you got them lined up. That's awesome.
I do. Hopefully, I can get some good content.
Great content coming out. So, hey, subscribe to his channel, Warmstrong Adventures, and he's got a lot of good stuff. Sounds like coming out. And Scott, what you got going on, man? What's going on with your channel, and what kind of cruises you got coming up?
So as far as my channel, every week on Wednesday, I do that amazing cruise talk with Bill. Put a lot of time and energy into that show every week. That show is 4 o'clock and 4 o'clock PST, 7 o'clock EST. I also do a very fun travel and cruise trivia every Thursday, again at 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock, just before this live. I also have multiple premieres coming out, as well as vlogs from my Alaska cruise. And I also have a separate section that I'm starting to feed more into about my podcast, the Rush Hour Cruising podcast. So that's a 30-minute excerpt of audio-rich cruising content that is meant to just put your phone down, press play, and listen to me talk about cruising. So a lot of fun things come into my channel.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing I noticed. I watched you guys the other night on it was actually last night, and then I know you got the Embarkation Nation going on. One thing I'll say about both y'all's channel, and I when I say this, I'm not trying to blow smoke. And don't get me wrong, if you're watching this or you watch this on a replay, I'm not saying other channels are doing this on a regular basis. One thing, I'll be honest with you, I checked you guys out on Social Blade. I don't want people coming on my channel that's, in my opinion, buying subs. One thing I see about a lot of new channels and stuff is they're doing things wrong, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. That's my morals, not anybody else's morals. And you guys were legit. From everything I saw was legit. I appreciate that out of you. I know nowadays when you start out a new channel, which I know Armstrong, Bill, your channel is not too new, but you've got over 1,000 subscribers. But a lot of people want to get the easy way out, and they want to buy subs. They want to do this. They want to do that. They want to buy views, all this kind of stuff. You guys don't do that, and I appreciate that. And that's one. If there's any channels in here now, and you're wanting to come on our show in the future, hey, send me a message in Messenger. And that we're going to try to get back to the old ways we used to do things. That's, the first year and a half, we tried to promote a lot of channels, get them out there. And it's just a couple guys sitting around in the living room talking. I will tell you this, though. I will check your channel out. And if I think you're doing something wrong, you're not coming on our show. I don't support that. I'll be nice to you in person. I got to draw a line somewhere, and I want to support those that are working hard and doing things the right way. That's just my personal opinion on things. But guys, I appreciate you both being in here tonight. And again, please go hit up their channel, like, comment, subscribe to them. Check their videos out. If you want to check their videos out first, you got some good information, good tips out there. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Luvy. Appreciate you.
Thank you
so much.
Hey, thank you so much. Hey, thank y'all for staying in here. Hey, we had 40-some people in here at one time, almost 50, and had a good time. We gave out some things. Something in the future when you come on our show, we're going to leave that out there for Nightbot. So all you got to do is hit hashtag LUVY, and it'll put a link in. Nightbot will drop that for you. There is a 45-second delay on that. But hey, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And I can't wait to get my wife back. That sounded awful, didn't it? You know what I mean? Was she even in the chat tonight? She's up there probably taking a nap. I don't know. You guys go check out Beach Please. Check out all these awesome channels you saw tonight. And y'all have a good one. Bye. Love you guys.